Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this YouTube installment of CableSupply.com. Today we're going to be talking about exactly how to install and some of the great features of CableSupply.com's TV box for home entertainment. Okay, so the first part about cutting anything into a wall, any sort of hole for any reason, is to make sure that there's nothing behind it. I know that that sounds simple, but sometimes you can get yourself into trouble cutting things that you shouldn't. So one tool to use is a stud finder. So what I'm going to do is go where I know that there's not a stud. Here I'm going to hold it down and I can see that there's a stud right here. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I avoid this portion of the wall and plan accordingly when I go to mark out my box. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that your box is level. After that, as you can see, there's a flange around the outside of this box. We want to mark the inside corners. I'm going to make sure my box is level and mark my inside corners. All right, so after I have my corners marked, I want to, as you can see, I marked the inside corners and not the outside corners. I want to take any sort of straight edge here. I just have a 2x4 laying around, so I'm going to take that, put it along my corners, make sure that's level, so I can mark out my lines. All right, now all I have to do is cut. One tip to always remember is cut your horizontal lines first. And the reason I say this is that stud finder found my stud, but there may be plumbing, there could be all kinds of stuff behind this wall. And the reason I'm doing this is if I say I hit a plumbing line here, that's not my whole box length. So I can turn around and make up that length on the other side. So just a tip to keep yourself from lots of headaches and trouble. Now that I have my box in the wall itself, you can see that there's 4 screws around the corners of this box. And those screws actually are connected to a piece of plastic in the back that's going to anchor this into the wall. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to screw one in here. Okay, and if you'll follow me around the back, I'll show you guys exactly how that worked. So as you can see, these are the plastic brackets or pieces that are connected to the screws. And as they're tightened, they turn, catch this lever, and are actually screwed against the wall like this. Now you can see that this one is turned out and it's flat against the wall. Now this keeps this tight against this piece of sheetrock. And what I'm going to do is screw one in here so you can see exactly how that worked. Now, as you can see, this is pretty firmly against this sheetrock, and it's not going anywhere. As I screw the rest of these in, this is pretty shake-proof. So this box comes with a handful of accessories or plugins that you can use for the box. As you can see, it has a wire management piece here that you can access cords around, which I thought was a great feature for a home entertainment box. Additionally, it has a couple grommets that'll fit into these holes. And these holes are for where the power comes in. And I'll show a little bit better what that's going to look like in just a minute. This corner piece is where your outlet goes. And it comes with a 110 outlet as well. And a cover plate for it. These additional blanks come with it. Now, at CableSupply.com, we do sell keystone inserts that you can mount in here if you wanted to put HDMI or whatever you want to put in there. We can actually network through this as well with RJ45 jacks and keystone plates. Additionally, there's a rubber wire trough in the top of this that you can pull cable through as well. All right, so the next big thing that we need to do is pull power through this. The biggest reason I like these boxes is that I can run all of my flat screen cables behind my wall. And the biggest cable of them all is my power. Some people find that it's difficult to run power, or they're scared of electricity, which is rightfully so. But I'm going to show you an easy kind of foolproof way to install this. and then I'm going to put it all together for you. What I'm going to do first is put this grommet in one of these holes. This grommet will actually hold Romex. where it can't come back. It's a safety precaution, and it's up to all codes. So I'm going to do that and pull this power through. If you look at the rest of our YouTube channel, we do have videos on how to fish through walls, and that may be beneficial to view before or after this. I would suggest pulling this cable through before you actually mount the box. For demonstrational purposes, I did it after. So now I'm going to show you how to terminate this outlet, and then I'm going to put the rest of the pieces on for it. So the first thing we're going to do is take this Romex wire and make an incision in it. Now be careful, try to cut down the center. The reason for that is the center is the ground, and that wire is actually unshielded copper, and so it won't hurt if you nick it. These other two, the hot and the neutral, you want those unnicked. So as you can see, when I cut down the center, I didn't hurt any of the wires. We're going to take this back, cut off this shielding, and then we're ready to go. So what you're going to want to do is fish this through first, because after we put on this outlet, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get our piece on there. After that, we're going to take this. I'm going to show you exactly how to terminate onto this electrical outlet. Like I told you before, solid copper is always ground. When it's not solid in other instances, it's green. So we take that there, we make a little hook with it. And what we're going to do is take this green screw and wrap the hook around our screw. Screw that in tight. So we're going to do the same thing with this white. We're going to take it, make a little hook with it, and loop it around our silver screws. Now you only need to put it on one screw. The reason they make these outlets with two screws is there's a little copper piece here. And if you take out this copper piece, you can actually put one outlet on a different power source than the other. This is done a lot of times if you want to put one outlet, say on a switch, you want to plug a lamp into it and just switch that outlet. So for our purposes though, we only need to put it on one screw, and we're going to tighten it down tight. So last but not least, of course, is our hot, which is going to be our black wire. And we're going to put that on the gold screws. And again, we're going to strip it out. All right, so we made our hook in our black wire, and we're going to put it on our gold screws. And tighten these guys down tight. And there you go, it is that easy to install a plug. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and screw this into our corner piece. Okay, now that we have our piece screwed in there, we're ready to actually mount it into the box. Now you can see that there's some extra cable here. That is actually a good thing. And the reason I say that is if there's ever any issues, we can always cut the wire and re-terminate it to a different outlet. So what you want to do is kind of fold it in there and push that onto its corner piece. All right, now the great thing about this piece, this product in particular, it came with white screws. Now, I may be alone in this, but I'm particular about things matching. So this is going to come off looking really nice. So the next thing we're going to do is screw our corner piece into the box itself. So a great option for these holes is Cable Supply's Keystone inserts. They come from 3 all the way down to 1 depending upon your needs. Cable Supply also has different inserts for them. We have a coaxial insert, a data, of course, and we even have an HDMI keystone insert. So with these, you can come out either end and run your cables behind the wall. All right, so we're going to push this HDMI cable through, which is probably nowadays the most used home theater cable because HD has come out. Now what's great about this piece in particular is that, see how this is a little bit extra cable? We can wrap it around so that it's not hanging down below your flat screen. We can also do that with this power cable. So thank you guys for tuning in to our latest YouTube installment. I'm John with CableSupply.com, and this is CableSupply.com's TV box for home entertainment. It can be found under the home entertainment portion of our website.
Hi, this is Jim with CableSupply.com. Hi, this is Jim from CableSupply.com. Hi, this is Jim with CableSupply.com, and today I'm going to show you how to cut a hole in the drywall.
This is David signing out. You stay classy, Internet.